you. I believe.
What's going on, MGTOW? This is Neil, I believe. Just coming at you with a short message. Please excuse the background noise. Just wanted to make a little comment about the Red Pill / MGTOW space online here on YouTube. And I was going through a lot of videos, seeing what's out there, some of the more recent MGTOWs. And I will say, with the expansion of MGTOW, it's a great thing. I love that MGTOW has expanded, and it's no longer just kind of a subculture on a forum somewhere. It is now becoming more of a mainstream lifestyle. That's all well and good. With this comes a little more difficulty to find MGTOW content online. And when I say that, I don't just necessarily mean, if you type in, let's say, MGTOW, you're going to find endless content, but it doesn't seem like the algorithm for YouTube, it doesn't seem to focus in on MGTOW content. So I guess this is more of a complaint against YouTube. The search algorithm is very difficult to use because when you type in like MGTOW or whatever, you end up getting search results for basically anything, and that's not always original content. Sometimes it's mirror videos for things that have nothing to do with MGTOW, and I really wish YouTube would kind of correct this. It seems to be just kind of a little bit faulty. And upon clicking on some of these videos, and I haven't spent an extensive amount of time browsing all of these videos. There's, like I said, there's numerous. There just happens to be a lot of, I don't know what the term is, but it's like the robot speak and spell type of videos. Now the technology's gotten a little more advanced. They're able to make the person sound somewhat human. But there's a lot of like robot speak and spell type of kind of overly polished videos. It just kind of seems a bit fake in my opinion. And you can tell that they're robot voice because they'll actually sound human. I mean, the technology is so advanced now where they sound human to the point where some actually have a legitimate accent, like, an English accent or an Australian accent. But you can tell that they are robots because they might mispronounce a word, or whoever programmed the script for them to read, they might have typed a word wrong, and this happens in a lot of those videos. They might misspell a word, and the voice will say the word, but in the way that it's misspelled. And I'll give you an example. Like, they type in incel, and the robot doesn't know how to say incel. They might type in a word such as hypergamy, and it might be, pronounced really odd to where it gives it away that it's a robot voice. So that's weird too. I guess I'm, having been a MGTOW now for nearly a decade, I guess I'm wanting to see more authentic content like it was when I had first started doing video content in 2015, and even the years prior to that. I mean, if there was amazing MGTOW content in 2015, it was even better sevenfold in 2013 and 2014. I mean, these were some stellar years in the MGTOW sphere. I just want to see more of that authenticity. This whole like kind of commercialized, kind of Hollywood studio, kind of overly polished content. To me, that always seems fake and just, void of authenticity. And I guess I like the smaller channels because that's what I, by the time I became MGTOW, that's what I ended up seeing most of. Just people building their channels from the ground up. They weren't here to sell you pickup game techniques and all that. They weren't here to make a, okay, here's my MGTOW channel, but here's my advice for women channel. They weren't doing that fucking bullshit. And it seems to be that's kind of the mainstream now. You type in MGTOW on the YouTube, and they show you a bunch of, like I said, pre-recorded robot voice channels, mirror videos, a lot of, I think the term is called grifters, where people join the manosphere and they have like 12 fucking different channels, and each one really has nothing to do with MGTOW. It's more kind of like, this channel is my courses to get laid. Now this channel is the courses to be successful. Now this channel is the courses to make money. And this channel is reviewing video games. And it's just kind of, it's a bit of an oversaturation, but I don't think that's a fair term because you're not getting MGTOW content. So it's just kind of like people have used the label, the acronym, the hashtag, what have you, and it's branched off to just bumfuck whatever. And it's unfortunate because when you get your daily fill from your usual MGTOW followers, and you branch out to see, okay, who else is, getting the message from these real ones, and who's also making content. Something we've been really just asking young men to do on their own since the beginning of MGTOW. We've been asking just, young men to just start their own channel. And the more independent the channel is, the better. Like I said, you don't need Hollywood lighting, all the pizzazz of some of these channels. Like, I'll use Fresh and Fit for an example. You don't need that over-polished, commercialized presentation. We kind of like to see just videos that are started from scratch, homemade. You get more authenticity with that. And it seems like that wave of MGTOW is just kind of fizzled out. It's, if it's still being produced, it's entirely too hard to find on YouTube, with the algorithm being, okay, here are the big channels. Here are the big channels who use MGTOW in their hashtags. They've been around for only 6 months and have 500,000 subscribers. And you have to ask yourself, something's a little off there, So I guess what I'm looking for is the more authentic MGTOW channels. I'm not knocking the big ones, but I would like to see a lot of independent, actual MGTOWs who are starting from scratch and building their followers, not buying their followers and buying their subscribers like a lot of these channels. And if you guys have any tips of how to find these channels, because the YouTube algorithm is shot to hell. If you spend an hour sifting through all the results that you'll find when you type in MGTOW, you're bound to find one real MGTOW. But there's got to be an easier way to do that. But anywho, it looks like that's the new norm of the community, and that has more to do against Google and YouTube versus any of the MGTOWs. But yeah, I'm always inspired by new MGTOWs, young MGTOWs, and I want to hear the message from these guys. That's the most important thing. We're straying away from the message. It seems to be a lot of reaction videos, which, I mean, that's cool in its own regards, but when the bulk of your channel is reaction videos, fellas, you have to ask yourself, how does that not feel completely just generic and fabricated? I mean, I don't want anybody to get caught up with reaction videos as their primary source of content. Because what that means is that you're unable to use your brain and create content. What that means is that you're unable to create content until basically a woman makes a TikTok video. And that fucking beta shit cannot be the norm. I mean, I know real ones still exist, but what I see now is that, it's a bunch of dudes bitching about some fucking whore who made a TikTok. And I'm like, holy shit, I see one channel that does that. All right, well, just go to the next one. There's another channel that's only does reaction videos. I'm like, okay, shit, let's go to the next one. Another channel 95% of their videos is just, basically promoting these bitches who make TikToks. And it's just like, all right, this is getting fucking annoying. What the fuck happened to the real men going their own way? So, fellas, I know we're still out there. I just would like to know you guys' suggestions of finding these MGTOWs. Because if you go to my introduction video, I drop names of the MGTOWs that inspired me, In a way, they were my Morpheus. I said in an early video, we are our own Morpheuses. We have to basically reach out to young MGTOWs up and coming. These big, giant, commercialized robot voice videos, where the fuck is the human side in those? That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I would definitely like to branch out and communicate with true MGTOWs. And, if you're listening, don't get discouraged about your video content. If you think for a second that your shit has to be completely commercialized and polished, and you have to have fucking intros driving Lamborghinis and fucking bullshit like that, well, don't get discouraged. I mean, men going their own way has absolutely fucking nothing to do with that. That's cool if a MGTOW wants to stack his money and, he wants to get his whip game up and, drive Porsches and Cadillacs. I'm all fucking for that. But, don't think that you have to come to the game with that kind of clout off the bat. In short, MGTOWs, let's keep in touch any way we can. The YouTube algorithm is completely fucked, and I have to say that could be intentional. While Google provides YouTube the most significant platform of video content, arguably so, by the way, I will say Google is not particularly on our team as far as anti-feminism, MGTOW, red pill content, SYSBM. Google is not particularly on our team with this particular flavor of content. So the results bringing up robot voice videos and all the likes, it could be intentional from Big Daddy Google. So like I said, leave your comments below. I'll try to cut this video short. But again, it's all about communication. We've got to keep in touch with these brothers. And young and upcoming channels who are just basically Joe Blow and a fucking Obama phone, making that fucking truthful content and spreading that real shit, that's the kind of thing I like. So more of that. All right, men, go your own way, continue to live free, and I'll catch you on the next one.